Hello there, no show consumer. Um, 2 days in a row, somebody didn't show up to their appointment. I guess the Christmas chaos hits in different ways. Uh, yeah, yesterday we had father versus son. Indigo's dad is a dick, crossed some lines that can't be uncrossed, creating core memories for Indigo to look back to. Um, Getting struck out of his acceptance speech for his eventual uh, Grammy. Um, I guess we see what comes up next in this song called Heat of the Moment. It's a short one, less than 2 minutes. Hmm. Okay, let's find out. Still, 3 songs in, Indigo and his father are the only characters that I know about. We heard some chorus in What Does My Heart Say? Um, don't know who they were. I guess we'll see. It's a waltz.
Why did I say that?
Okay. All right. So we've got Indigo's father's introspective. Um, okay, maybe. Okay. See, I thought that father versus son was going to hit me because I had a shitty relationship with my father. Instead, from the first line of Heat of the Moment, I think father versus son is going to start hitting me a bit more now because of my relationship with my son, my sons. Um, I have 2 beautiful, wonderful neurodivergent boys who I, as a neurodivergent person, find sometimes very hard to um, stop and calm myself down before saying and doing things that I regret. So even though I'm giving Indigo's dad a lot of flack for saying, essentially, I'm ashamed to have you as my son, explicitly, I'm ashamed to have you as a son, um, something that I'm grateful to have never said, but I have said some bad things and I have done some bad things and I have harmed my children in the heat of the moment. And when the heat of that moment has passed quickly, immediately I'm left asking myself, why did I say that? Okay.
Why did I say that? Why did I yell? Was it worth it? Only time will tell. We hold passion coupled with care. We get carried away and we hurt who's there.
So passion coupled with care leads to us getting carried away and hurting who is there, a casualty by proximity in the moment when his emotions get the better of him and he responds to difficult emotions through aggressive, shaming, cruel means.
And we hurt who's there. The heat of the moment, daggers will fly.
Words they burn, they stab, and they scar. But you can.
When you can only see the stars shine, when it's perfectly dark.
But you can only see the stars shine when it's perfectly dark. What's that trying to say? Move on.
Shine when it's perfectly dark. Parting hearts filled with pain and regret. It's too hard, way too hard to forgive and forget. We're so far from the love we beget. All alone and too far gone.
Okay. Um, less than 2 minutes, but I think that's my favorite song so far. I feel a lot, which is what I was expecting to feel in the last song, and I was a little disappointed that I didn't, but here I do. I feel anger towards my father for the things that he said and did in the heat of the moment that I still recall very clearly and that I have now to carry with me. And that still informs some of my behavior. I feel angry at myself for times when I've created those memories in my children, and in my partner. Um, I feel, fuck, I hate that this is making me empathize with Indigo's dad because that forces me to empathize with my dad, who never said anything quite so harsh as, I'm ashamed to have you as a son. He did a lot of other shitty things, but he never did that. And I feel ashamed that I am putting memories in my children's heads where they might move through a similar thing one day and have to have some kind of a sense of compassion for me when I'm the one who mistreated them. It's a beautiful song, beautiful harmonies, beautiful strings. Um, the 3/4 time signature really gives it that kind of reflective, exploratory feel as we kind of get a peek into Indigo's dad's head. And I do feel for him, but I also really don't. Something that's been a common thread in the work that I do with clients over the past couple of years is that so much so much in the way of therapeutic technique encourage people to see themselves as one stable person with consistent, dependable, reliable beliefs and perspectives, that there is a one true self. And the idea that there are many different selves has been kind of pathologized and seen as evidence of a lack of self-acceptance or a lack of identity. Whereas I think that a lot of people have been harmed by that idea because they do have different selves and they do have separate parts of them which won't reconcile, which won't somehow meld together to become the average of the sums, which you can't absorb into one another just to make one stable self that will always think and feel one thing about a situation or about a person. And I both hate and love my dad. And just like I both kind of have contempt and compassion for Indigo's dad. With this reflection, though, it comes the responsibility of action. And something tells me that the next song is not going to be Indigo's dad coming to him and saying, I'm so sorry, I was wrong. I was acting out of fear. Please don't let this thing that I've said to you become the voice that you're left with. And, you know, because now Indigo's dad has the responsibility to go to him and say, um, I can't take back what I said, but I can absolutely tell you that it was wrong and that I was wrong. And that doesn't take away the memory and it doesn't take the reality of what was said and the hurt from that, but it does open that dialogue so that the relationship can heal and so that it can be acknowledged by both parties that this was the father's weakness in what he said. Um, there's an element of healing to that. Obviously, better if it never happened in the first place, but um, I've been through the same process when it comes to things that I've said or done that I can't take back, and I can't erase those memories from either mine or my memory or the memory of my partner or children. And the only thing that you can do is take responsibility and tell them that it's okay to bring this up and it's okay to tell me about it. I'm not going to I'm not going to downplay the importance or punish you for bringing it up and saying, remember this, I need to talk about this and this still hurts. Um, I think I was probably at the height of my stress and dysfunction when my oldest son was 2. And there was a lot going on, but you know, you don't need to know the reasons. Um, and there were a few times within a period of about a month where I smacked him. And, and he didn't know at the time that it was wrong for me to do that, but I did. And so as he grew up, I made sure that I talked about it a few times, that I brought it up. And I said, like, do you remember when this happened? And do you remember when I smacked you? Um, and to my despair, yeah, he's always remembered, and he's 12 years old now, and he remembers. Um, and he sometimes brings it up, and sometimes I bring it up, and it's simply my job to listen to him and to make sure that it's okay for him to tell me, Dad, you hurt me, and that's not going to then be an excuse that I use to hurt him back, or to get defensive, or to explain myself. No, it's not what he needs. And I guess here, the best thing that Indigo's dad could possibly do is to rush after him straight away and say, I can't take that back. I know that you'll remember me saying that, and I know that that will hurt you. I know it was wrong. I trust you. I support you. And whatever you need, um, for us to retain a relationship, and for me to, for us to still be close, mm, I'll do anything for that. And you're always allowed to bring this up again. Something tells me he's not going to do that, but I guess we'll find out. And the next song is Find Your Voice.